Welcome along to the Waikaia domain for this top of the table clash. Well, nearly top of the table. Barbarians in third place against Marist in second, the Premier competition in Southland. And it's Neil Warnock to get proceedings underway for the Barbarians, the host team here at one of their feeder clubs. And gorgeous weather and soft, though firm conditions underfoot. Scott Ed gets his boot to the ball and puts it down centre field. Coming across Will McKee, the fullback. He lines up his prospects and it's to put the ball high in the air. There's a few chases led by the man himself, and in fact Scott McKee, the captain, was brushed off initially, but Marist losing the ball. Brendan Wilkins brothers on display today, Mike in the reserves. Chance Mitchell passes it out wide and it's held up by the first five Warnock, but he's been dispossessed. Marist back in possession, playing in their away strip, cleared by the halfback Wallace, and Marist keeping it close in hand at the moment. Scotty threw the long pass on the outside, and the kick through will be chased. It'll beat everyone to touch. In fact, the kick was far too strong. They'll go back to the place from where it was taken. From the penalty, not finding touch, Marist able to run it from depth and show good skills in doing so. That's better support play. Dragged to the ground, and no Barbarians committed to that breakdown at all, so free possession to Marist, although they picked it to the toe. It's a run, it's a chase, it's a try, and it'll be Jackson Wallace that'll get the points. And pushes it out to the left. No, swings in late, crosses the crossbar inside the uprights, so that's 7-0 to Marist. Pretty good so far, although it's a good contest there. McCall tried to turn it over for the Barbarians, not able to do so. Here are some holes opening up, and just as the Barbarians thought they'd repelled, no, they have indeed turned it over on the ground. A couple of good tackles very close to the line denied Marist a try this time, but not by much. 3 minutes to go in the first half, just that 7-0 lead to Marist. And Kahukura brought into the fray again. This time molds onto the board. Nice backdoor pass. Chance there for Curtis to get through, but again, the support players not able to run onto the ball, and an interfering hand there might give Ed a shot at goal. So they can take a bit of risk now, Marist, because they've got a penalty in their favour. It's the flanker Holder who keeps it alive. And Wallace gets it to the backs, and they get a yard or two further on, but I suggest the penalty hasn't returned enough favour for Marist. They'll have a shot perhaps. Well, Scott Ed from, it'll be 40 plus on the angle, gives it a good nudge and an accurate one. So double figure lead to Marist at the half time here at the Waikaia domain. A try, a conversion, a penalty, that's the total scoring, and it leaves Marist ahead of the Barbarians by 10 points to 0. Start of the second half here at the Waikaia domain, and we have to advise a change in the score. The referee has overruled the conversion that was signalled as over by the ARs. So the score has been amended. It's now 8-0 to Marist, so an unconverted try and a penalty. And we see Warnock finding a lot of territory. The replacement fullback, Daniel Cochrie has run it back with vigour, and then illegally played it on the ground. And they have to start all over again through Winslow, who chips, and it's a bit longer than a chip. It's quite a flat kick, plucked out of the air by Ed, who sends it high into the sky. And his opposite, Warnock's looking for options. Caught by one ankle, brushes the first tackle, gets past the second, gets past the third. Here's a chance on the running ball for the Barbars. Didn't quite have enough space in which to risk the offload, so took it to ground to the first five, and that was wise. Mitchell goes nowhere, but at least runs with real purpose. Gets them on that front foot. Halfback caught. McKee, well, he knows only one method, and that's to take it straight up the middle. There's a player on the ground with his arm round it. That might be a penalty. It's not. It's just a scrum in favour of the home team. In the first half we saw the scrum pressure rising, but they must have found a way in the half-time break to thwart it. There's a chance for the backs who've got genuine pace. The new fullback Cockery able to set up the try, and it's been awarded. And is it Will Murray that comes up with the try? It certainly was a fine backline move, the best we've seen so far today. Marist getting there in numbers, looking like very difficult. Tidied nicely in the endo by Winslow. And a counter-attack of some merit here. Just a case of are there enough support players with a runner? And it was Peter Grant that used his body most wisely. Warnock with the loopy pass. Fullback McKee got his pass away in the nick of time. Lucky McCall on the outside, has to cut back on the end to get help. Gets it from Saunders and McCall and Scott McKee, who make the ball available. Marist just standing and waiting to see where the attack's coming from before committing on defence. It's coming through Morgan Mitchell. He gets dumped on his back but falls the right way for his team. And this is looking the most promising. And they'll take the penalty instead. Chance to really run at the Marist defence, and does so well as Mitchell. He's got deceptive pace for a front row forward. He puts his shoulder into the next tackle, and that's what the crowd often come to see. Morgan Mitchell in full flight. And Captain McKee gets maybe a yard or two further over the game line, but it's up to those big men up front, Christie and Mitchell, to take it up. Warnock, now Evans onto the 22. They continue to press. It's this space here between the 22 and the goal line. The mistakes have been coming. They need to eliminate them, the Barbarians, if they want to compete in this match. And they do, going by the meaningful runs being put in by the big guys. Slip the pass nicely to Mitchell. Mitchell getting ever so close to the try line, the closest they've been for some time, the Barbarians, and retain the ball does Warnock. They've just got to show a bit of patience. How can they not be over the goal line? It must be oh so close. They surge again, they go wide, there's space on the outside. Eventually the hole came, and it'll be Neil Warnock, the first five, that goes over for the first points for the Barbarians. Here's Stainton Herbert, and Warnock is very solid at first five, and Saunders always solid at centre or second five, whatever he chooses to play. Today he's in the 13 jersey. The ball's lost though, and this is encouraging from Halo Holo. Has he got his brother's pace and strength? No, but he's got the ball away. This is a great run down the wing, and it looks like it's going to be a try. It is. Tangaroa Walker over for Marist. A turnover on halfway's led to a 50-metre try, and you have to pat on the back Dylan Halo for making all those yards, but not a lot of supported impact, which means the ball is slow in coming out. But if they're quick enough out wide, they might just get through. Very close for Evans, not quite at the line. Where's the ball? It's trapped in there, and it's been stolen again from Marist in yet another piece of defensive gem. As they work their way away from the goal line, get the penalty, get all the relief in the world, and the cheer by the supporters who have come up from town. And with 1 minute to go, Bungard would have to be a genius from there to create something. And a pass kept it in the Barbarians' hands for only a few moments before the mistake came. Knock on, Marist ball, game you'd have to say all but over. And in fact is over. So that's a good win for Marist, one of heart and ticker. They didn't have a lot of ball, a lot of territory, but they did have the gumption to withstand everything the Barbarians could throw at them and more.